Hello, everyone. My name is Ryan Sokolowski, and on behalf of our team, which is me, Drew, Leticia, Levi, and Ernesto, I want to welcome you to our cumulative review of It's a Sign. So, It's a Sign is a mobile app concept designed to bridge the gap between spoken language and American Sign Language. This app allows users to translate speech into text, convert speech into ASL output, interact with sign language through their camera, and practice signs through guided learning mode. Our team worked in agile sprints across the semester with a scrum master keeping us on track, product owner, and the developers building and iterating the projects. So one of the things that I'm most proud of is to show how consistently our team responded to stakeholder feedback and let it drive the next sprint. You can see our full roadmap here and kind of what that looks like. The Scrum Master makes sure we stayed on schedule and that every sprint had a clear goal before we started building. That structure is a big reason why we were able to ship something every single week without losing momentum. So in sprint number one, we started off with low fidelity wireframes, as you can see here. The developers focus on mapping out the user journey first before worrying about any visual polish, making sure that all the, mapping out what exactly they were going to do. And this highlights kind of the three main things we focused on: the login screen, the menu items, and the text output. These were kind of the main features of our app that we wanted to implement. And yeah, so you can see them right here. This was our feedback, which led to our backlog, which led into the next sprint, obviously. So some of the feedback that we had was actually to add a feedback report feature inside the app itself so that we can continue to refine um, different things. We also wanted to explore different types of sign language. This wasn't a feedback, this is just something we thought of. Uh, and Another idea that was given to us was using the microphone to capture speech and display sign outputs as well. So if we go to sprint 2 here, this is where it started to look like a real app. We went on from simple wireframes to more in-depth wireframes where they look a little bit more polished. You can see the colors here. And these are some of the other things that we actually started working on a small prototype that we'll see in here in Sprint 3 that was a little bit more refined. And here's our change log for Sprint number 2. This is what we added, changed, and fixed. So there's a couple things that we wanted to make sure it was a little bit more user-friendly. So we changed those here and we added practice mode, hand position feedback. We actually created a logo for this as well that we'll see shortly. Uh, this kind of documentation was something that the Scrum Master maintained every sprint, so we had a clear record of what the developers had shipped and was still in progress. So here we can start to see an actual working version of the app. It's still kind of in the early stages, but the developers integrated a working speech-to-text functionality into the prototype for the first time, moving, from images to an actual working project. The product owner confirmed that the colors on the font matched the branding decisions they had decided as well. In terms of the change log for sprint number 3, it shows, so interactive sign tutorials. So for people that may not understand ASL super well, but they have people that are around them that they communicate with. We also wanted to keep that in mind because the target of this app was not only people that, they may use it on a one-off situation where they're trying to communicate with someone that speaks ASL or uses ASL, but most likely our user base is going to be people that are around ASL more often. So that's why we wanted to integrate interactive sign tutorials. And we had talked about that in one of our Scrum meetings. Okay, so sprint number 4, this was our kind of refinement. So you can see here these items here were what we added, and pretty much it was just improvements, very fine, refining the how it looked, how it felt, and we can see here just we made the login screen a little bit better. Uh, it'll show us here. It just looks overall a little bit more polished than what the previous version was. And yeah, so you can kind of see some of the overall changes. So this is the before and of what we had, and this is the after. Um, we decided to kind of map out those ideas first before creating them in the later versions, which we'll see in a second. And then this is our final iteration. So we can see here it's fully built out. Uh, our goal for this, excuse me, our goal for this sprint was to link all 5 screens together and make them look nice, follow the coloring conventions, add in the settings, and the Scrum Master coordinated the final integration push, the product owner confirmed the user flow, and make sure that it matched the vision, and the developers tied everything together to make it one cohesive app, as we will see in just one second here. Okay, so one of the things that I think we could have done better specifically was in this Sprint 3 review text-to-speech play. So we had kind of, because this was a more involved process, we didn't take as much feedback, and you can see here, like, we didn't fill out the feedback received from this. There wasn't a whole lot to change. It worked and did what we needed to do. And so, yeah, there wasn't a whole lot of integration of feedback just because it was a more involved process building this part. So yeah, so getting into a specific principle that we learned, one agile principle that stood out to me this semester was welcoming change requirements even late in development. And as you can see, our process was a little sporadic. We ended up adding a couple of things. I can get to it. Yeah, we added a couple more menus here, as you can see in this stage. And this was Sprint 4. This is 1 week before we had our final product. Even if it was late in development, right? And in that, Scrum Master helped the team sequence those new items so the developers weren't overwhelmed. And then by Sprint 5, obviously, we were able to complete it into a final product. Yeah, so now I'm going to go into the actual demo of the project. All right, so we are here in the project itself, the kind of final, yeah, final iteration here. So if we, I'll kind of just show you around some of the different decisions that we made. So this is the home screen. They link to some other places, and yeah, so this first one is going to be the translate. We'll see if it opens. It may not because I have my camera running there already. Yeah. But that's all right because I tested it right before this and it worked really well. Um, so I'll probably include a little video of me doing that in a second. Okay, so I think because I am using my camera for recording the video, I'm not going to be able to show you this part, but I promise it works outside of that. So yeah, so this is where you would, put your signs. It would show an L. I think this one was deaf. There were a couple more. I'm not super familiar with ASL, but for that we integrated a practice, so you can just sign away and it'll recognize it, and you can look at common words and it'll show you different things. Uh, yeah, there's some saved phrases if you want to save some of the phrases that you have tried before. And if we go back, yeah, this is kind of the main page, and you can see the history of all the translations that you've done so far. If we go into settings, we wanted to keep usability in mind, especially, for people that are blind and deaf, so that they can access it a little bit easier. So we try to make it really easy. You can change it to dark mode if the viewability is a little bit better for them. That way you can change the font size, um, and then you can set the signing speed and a couple other settings there. So yeah, this is the app in its fullness, and yeah, um, yeah. So just to wrap up, our team is really proud of what we built. The Scrum Master kept us moving, product owner kept us focused on the right things, and the developers shipped something every single sprint. And obviously, we had kind of switched between those roles throughout these 5 weeks. If we were to continue development, our top priorities from the backlog would be multi-language support, so different type of ASL languages, uh, camera-based gesture correction. So instead of it, uh, just reading that this sign means a certain thing, it can actually detect if you're doing it correctly. Uh, Maybe some haptic feedback on sign detection and different things like that. But yeah, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching, and I hope it shows not just what we built, but what we have learned along the way and how we have learned to build in the right way. So thank you.